My beloved child, I see you. I see you sitting there, listening to my voice in this quiet moment, perhaps feeling the heavy stillness of the room around you. Take a deep, slow breath. Look at my hands. Look at my eyes. I am not here to judge you, to rush you, or to demand anything of you today. I am here because I know the heavy, invisible burden you have been carrying in absolute silence. I know there are days when the exhaustion is so profound, so deeply rooted in your bones, that simply getting out of bed and facing another morning feels like moving a mountain. I see the moments when you look in the mirror and wonder where the time went. You trace the lines on your face, and I know that each one tells a story of survival, of laughter, but also of profound grief and unspoken worry. You feel the physical ache in your body, the weight of decades pressing down on your shoulders, and you sometimes feel so incredibly small before the vastness of life, wondering if you have been faithful enough, strong enough, or good enough. I want to tell you, right here and right now, looking straight into your heart, that your pain is entirely valid. The tears you have shed in the secret places of your home, the sighs of weariness that escape your lips when no one else is around, the quiet mourning for the way things used to be. I have collected every single one of those tears. You have lived through seasons of unimaginable change. You have carried not only your own sorrows, but the heavy sorrows of those you love, your children, your family, your friends. Society often tells you a lie. The world tells you that the golden years should be a time of carefree joy, a time of endless vacation. But I know the reality. I know the sudden, sharp anxieties that whisper to you in the dark of the night. I know the deep-seated fears about your health and the inevitable changes in your body. I feel your silent, piercing grief for the loved ones who have gone ahead, leaving empty chairs at your table that echo with memories. And I see the lingering, heavy regrets about things left undone, words left unsaid, and paths you wish you had taken. You do not need to pretend with me. You do not ever need to put on a brave face or act as though you are invulnerable. The world asked you to be strong for so long. You had to be the pillar for your family, the provider, the caretaker, the one who held everything together when the storms came. But here, in my presence, you can let your shoulders drop. When you feel weak, when you feel entirely incapable and utterly drained of all your energy, you are not failing. Let me repeat that, my precious one. You are not failing. You are simply human, experiencing the profound fragility and the sheer length of this earthly journey. Do not let the enemy or your own weary mind tell you that your fatigue is a sign of faithlessness. It is not. It is a beautiful, undeniable sign that you have fought hard, that you have loved deeply, and that you have poured yourself out like water for the sake of others. I understand what it is to be weary to the point of collapse. I understand what it is to seek a quiet, isolated place, just to find a moment of rest from the demands of the crowds. Sometimes, you look back at the tapestry of your life and feel a sudden, suffocating sense of guilt. You wish you had made different choices, or attained more spiritual height, or provided more by this stage of your journey. You look at the days behind you, counting the years, and feel a gripping anxiety about what you did wrong. But my dear one, let me take that heavy, suffocating guilt from you right now. Open your tired hands and release it to me. You have done the absolute best you could with the light, the resources, and the understanding you had at the time. The struggles you face today, the feeling of being overwhelmed by the modern world, the sense of being left behind by a society that moves too fast, these do not disqualify you from my love. They draw my infinite love closer to you. You are seen, you are profoundly cherished, and your fragile heart is entirely safe with me. I am embracing you right now in a profound, peaceful stillness. Rest in this truth. Let the heavy armor fall to the ground. You are exactly where you need to be, held in the palm of my hand, and nothing can pluck you away from me. Let us walk together, my child, just you and I, and look gently at how this immense weight came to rest upon your shoulders. Life happens so astonishingly fast, doesn't it? One moment you are young, full of fire, dreaming of endless horizons and infinite possibilities, and before you can even blink, you are navigating the complex, often lonely waters of your later years. In the blur of those passing decades, through the 20s, 30s, 40s, and beyond, without even realizing it, you began to build walls. You didn't build them out of malice. You built them out of absolute necessity. You built them to protect your tender heart from the sharp disappointments of life, to shield yourself from the harshness of a world that relentlessly demands so much and gives so little back. You took on the heavy, grinding yoke of survival. Think about those years. The endless cycle of providing food for the table, the sleepless nights worrying over finances, the quiet oppressions that slowly crept into your daily life. These things slowly, methodically, drained your vibrant spirit. You may have faced crushing debts that felt like massive, unmovable mountains, casting long, dark shadows over your peace of mind. You may have felt an invisible oppression, a heaviness over your work and your relentless efforts, making you feel as though every single step forward required monumental, bone-breaking strength. The world, with its loud, relentless noise, its shifting morals, and its harsh demands, convinced you that you were entirely alone in this fierce fight. It made you feel like you were merely a victim of circumstances, pushed around by the harsh winds of time, obligation, and duty. But look closely with me at those protective walls you built. They did their job. They kept you alive. But they didn't just keep the pain out. They also began to keep the light out. The worries of this life wrapped themselves around your mind like heavy iron chains, whispering constant lies of unworthiness, obsolescence, and failure. You started to believe that the deep spiritual peace you once felt in your youth was lost forever, buried permanently under years of mundane routine, sudden hardships, and the undeniable physical toll of aging. You lost your peace, not because you were abandoned by heaven, but because the chaotic noise of survival became louder than my gentle, guiding whisper. You were so busy keeping the boat afloat that you forgot I was in the boat with you. I see how this long history has shaped you. I see the invisible scars. I see the spiritual battles you have fought in the quiet of your own mind, when the house is empty and the television is turned off. I know there were times you felt like you were drowning in the responsibilities of life, crying out to me, wondering if I even cared that you were perishing under the pressure. Yet, remember the story in the Gospel of Mark. My disciples were in a boat, much like you have been in the boat of your life, being battered by a fierce, terrifying storm. They were exhausted, terrified that the end had come, and they woke me, asking if I cared that they were drowning. I stood up, and I spoke to the raging sea. I said, "Peace, be still," Mark 4:39. And the wind ceased, and there was a great calm. The anatomy of your current burden is complex, woven from years of struggle, sacrifice, and survival. But hear me now, it is not permanent. The storm of your anxieties does not have the final word. The walls you built can be dismantled, gently, stone by loving stone. You are not meant to live out the rest of your precious days carrying the ghosts of your past, the regrets of your youth, or the heavy anxieties of tomorrow. I am here right now, stepping into the boat of your heart, to lift that suffocating yoke from your neck. I am speaking directly to the tempest in your mind. Peace, be still. I am restoring the light to your soul, clearing the fog of the decades, and showing you that all your struggles were not in vain. They were preparing you for a profound peace that the world can never understand. Now, my beautiful, resilient, chosen one, it is time to shift your gaze. It is time to step out of the cold shadows of powerlessness and into the radiant, life-giving light of my grace. You have believed the world's lie that it is too late, that your best, most useful years are permanently behind you, and that your spiritual journey has come to a quiet, uneventful, perhaps disappointing end. You look at the signs of aging and think your awakening is over. But I tell you a glorious truth. Your spiritual awakening is not over. It has finally matured. The struggle to find yourself is finished. The frantic search for purpose is done. You have arrived. The time has come to actually use the profound spiritual powers of wisdom, intercessory prayer, and deep, unshakable faith that you have so painstakingly cultivated over a lifetime of trials. My grace, my beloved, does not operate on the world's frantic timeline. The world worships youth, speed, and temporary beauty, discarding what it considers old. But I am not of this world, and neither are you. In my kingdom, I honor the seasoned heart, I treasure the silver hair that represents a crown of righteousness. For me, it is never, ever too late. Think of the great patriarchs and matriarchs who found their greatest purpose in the twilight of their years. The time you have left on this earth, whether it is counted in days, months, or decades, is not a period of waiting for the end. It is a vast, open canvas for my complete redemption and perfect peace. You do not need to act like a victim of your circumstances or your age anymore, because you are not a victim. You are a victorious warrior of light, anchored deep within my eternal love. The oppressions that have haunted your mind, the generational curses, the feelings of being inadequate, invisible, or too small to make a difference. I am breaking those heavy chains right now by the undeniable power of my spirit. You are a chosen one. You were handpicked before the foundations of the earth were laid. You are deeply loved, fiercely guarded, incredibly strong, and eternally protected by my heavenly hosts. The enemy desperately wants you to feel weak, isolated, and forgotten in your home, but I call you a foundational pillar of my kingdom. Do you realize the power you hold? Your quiet prayers in the middle of the night have the power to move heaven and shift the destinies of your children and grandchildren. Your hard-earned wisdom, born from surviving the storms we just spoke of, is a brilliant beacon of light for the generations coming behind you. Step boldly into this divine authority. I am giving you permission to completely release the worry of unpaid debts, the terrifying fear of sudden illness, and the heavy, useless regret of the past into my capable, scarred hands. I am doing a spectacular new thing in you, even right now, in your advanced years. Though your physical body may feel the wear and tear of the journey, your inner spirit is being renewed day by glorious day, shining brighter and more majestically than ever before. You are stepping into the era of your greatest spiritual power. Rest completely in me. Close your eyes and let my profound, unshakable peace wash over every single cell of your body, soothing every aching joint, healing every broken memory, and calming every anxious, racing thought. You are exactly where you need to be. Your life is a masterpiece that I am still painting, and I am right here beside you, holding your right hand with an absolute, unbreakable grip. If you feel my warm presence wrapping around you right now, if you are finally ready to let go of the heavy, exhausting burdens you've carried for far too many decades, I invite you to make a bold declaration of your new freedom. Leave your burden in the comments below. Type, "I receive your peace, Lord." Let us walk this beautiful, empowered journey together every single day. Subscribe to this channel so I can continue to bring you my daily words of comfort, divine love, and unbreakable strength. You are never alone, my precious, powerful child. I am with you, always, until the very end of the age.